he will be leading us, but before that, we're talking about who are destiny helpers, what are their characteristics, and what happens when we meet them, when we have an encounter with them, and who are these people in the Bible.
Destiny helpers are people who you meet along in your life who are destined to help you. Okay, so we can see an example of that in Luke chapter 10, verse 30 to 35. May open.
Okay, and Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, even him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him and bound him his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave it to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come, I will repay thee.
So we can see here that the real destiny helper in this man's life was actually the Good Samaritan. Now, people from his own place were the Levites and the priests, but we see that they were not his destiny helpers because even though they came along his life, you need to notice that they were not destined to help him. They didn't help him. That is what we need to know. So now we are going to see like examples of destiny helpers in our lives. Okay, so we see that the Good Samaritan was one of them. We see that Mordecai was also a destiny helper to Esther. We see that Ruth was also a destiny helper to Naomi, and so as Naomi was a destiny helper to Ruth. Okay, so next on the list we are going to be having what are the characteristics of destiny helpers.
So, what are the characteristics of destiny helpers?
You can see that
Number one, you see that they come speedily.
you can see
That
that
in Psalm chapter 22, verse I read, but be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength, haste thee to help me.
you can see that he said haste thee to help me. So God was his destiny helper at that point. Now you can also see another
Characteristic of destiny helper that
when you actually meet, they are the people that apart from any other person, them that you really need at that moment. When God
God arrives, they change you.
so when they say they come speedily, he said haste down, come and help me. It means that they come speedily to help me. Now, when they arrive,
They change you.
you can see that when he met Jesus and he said, why persecutest thou me?
You see that after that, when they arrive, they change. He immediately
Pray for his
conversion. He said that after this, you are changed now. You are going to be my disciple. Gospel. They deliver you. You see, in Esther was also somebody that actually really helped the Jews because Haman's plot to destroy them was actually a very hideous one. You see that Esther, she took her time.
She said that okay, I am going to help Jews, I am going to do that. She delivered them.
At that point, the Jews' destiny helpers was Esther. You can see that in Esther chapter 4, verse 14. They also pray for your deliverance. Like Ananias, when he met Paul, he really actually prayed for his deliverance that he may be healed because when Paul met Jesus, his eyes were blinded and he said when you prayed for him, something like scales fell from his eyes.
So they come in your path.
You see that in the Old Testament when God helped the children of Israel to cross across the Red Sea. Now, when they come in your path, it means that God was working with them, and at a point, please help us, and then he came along with them. You see that when God was working with them, they came as a cloud, pillar of fire by night. You see, God was walking across in their path to help them. That was why when they met the challenge at the Red Sea, he instantly
Parted the water for them, that
they may walk through. Now they also show mercy. Because when Jesus met the 10 lepers, he said, "Oh thou, please have mercy on us." At that point, their destiny helper was Jesus. Because they actually needed work. And he said, "Please show mercy." And it was only when he had shown compassion on them that they were able to walk. Only when he showed mercy on them. If he had not shown mercy on them, we would not have seen what Naya happened. And also, when you approach your destiny helper, don't be arrogant. If you have come to Jesus arrogantly, like Son of David, help us, he might not have actually helped them. He might just say, "Depart from me." But they actually came in a way that, "Lord, O Son of David, please have mercy on us."
And so, what are the things that will happen when you meet your destiny helpers? Firstly, they are going to help you. They're going to change your life. Because they are the ones God has sent to you to help you. And when you are not being rude to them or you will not send them, they're going to help you. The miracle follows when you meet your destiny helpers. Things you did not even expect will begin to happen. And you can see that in Acts 8 verse 31. Also, they bring conversion to you. They bring things you need to know. Some things that you don't know before your destiny helpers meet you. But because you met them, they are going to bring things you need to know to you. They bring joy to you. They bring everlasting joy. Yes, you might have had joy before they come, but because they come, they are going to bring more joy to you. They help you to meet people who you need to meet. People who you don't know, so that you cannot get connected to. And your destiny helpers might come in form of your friends, among your friends, but if you had sent them away by maybe probably you don't like them, they may not help you. Even to meet your destiny helpers, or they really are your destiny helpers. Your destiny helpers might come from your family, from people who you don't think they are your destiny helpers. So destiny helpers are people who God has connected to your life to help you in a way you don't even know. They might come anytime they want to come. But as far God is involved in this thing, they are actually going to come.
See that those are the things that actually happen, definitely happen when you actually meet your destiny helpers. You can see examples of destiny helpers. You can see example of Mordecai and Esther. You see how Mordecai was the destiny helper of Esther, because Esther was always coming for advice. Esther on her own wouldn't actually have done anything when the Jews or plot of the Jews came. But she advised her that she should go to the king's place and talk to him about it. If not, that all the Jews should be dead. You see also Ananias and Paul, when God had sent Ananias to pray for Paul that he might receive his sight. That was also a destiny helper. You also see that in Ruth and Naomi. You see that they both worked interchangeably. Naomi helped Ruth with Boaz, and Ruth helped Naomi with the work.
You can see that if Ruth had not insisted to follow her mother-in-law to her hometown in Bethlehem, she wouldn't have met Boaz, which was later her husband. There are some things we need to sacrifice to for us to meet our destiny helpers. And that was a good example in Ruth and Naomi case. Because when the other daughter-in-law insisted that she was going to go to her family since she lost her husband, Ruth still insisted that she's going to follow her mother-in-law just because God, is it that God led her or because she feels she needs to follow her, not to be alone. And yet that was where she met her husband.
So I also picked up something from what you said. We should actually cling on to our destiny helpers, because assuming Orpha had clinged up to Naomi, who knows that God might have provided somebody for her in Bethlehem. God might have provided somebody for her that she would have been recorded in the Bible, but she had left. And we also know that we should also have to let her service, because Ruth was helping Naomi. That's when she was able to see that this girl actually deserves something better than what she had gotten from them. And then we also see that another kind of destiny helpers that we actually need is the power to be able to cancel your destiny helper. A sinner can't actually have and benefit from all the characteristics and all the beautiful things that those destiny helpers have, but unless except that they have a divine encounter with God, or their faith is strongly attached to God. because you see that in Paul was on his way to Damascus. He was on his way to kill the Christians there. But when God now had an encounter with him, he was changed. He now, from a sinful person, he was now being converted. That was when his faith was tied to the Christian ministry. His faith was already tied to that work where God will build his church on.
Yeah, so these are things that shows us that destiny helpers are real. They are very real, and God brings them at a certain time in our life. There are times for everything. You might think my destiny helpers are getting delayed. I need to do some things yet. I need my destiny helpers. God has time for everything. He has set the time. He knows when they should come in. He knows when they should help you, and He knows when you should be helped. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. Just as Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. So trust in the Lord that is going to send you your destiny helpers, and never forget that your destiny helpers will come at the right time. So thank you for joining us for today's episode. We hope to meet you at the next episode. And thank you, Rakesh. Thank you so much for having us. God bless you. Bye. See you next.